Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Terrifying Tuesday. First and foremost, I hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that wonderful stuff, because life is too short otherwise. Hopefully you're watching some great movies or binge watching some fun series. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing all your new faces here. I'm up almost to that 180 mark. Let's see if we can get that, let's see if we can get 200 by the end of the year. 300 by the end of the year. That would be awesome. So let your friends know about my channel if they like this kind of stuff, if they like my kind of content. Go ahead and let them know. Please do always look in the description box. I can't stress that enough to you guys. Always look in the description box for more information on the daily film, such as a brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, the runtime of the cut I am watching, some trivia if I come across anything worthwhile of mentioning, and then either a trailer to a link or a link to a trailer or a link to a scene in the movie. It's very, very rare when I don't have anything for you. It's only happened, I think, once or twice now. I foresee one in the future that I ordered that I haven't found anything for, so got that one coming. Anyways, let's move on to today's movie. Today's is a very bizarre one. I kind of like it. I like it more and more each time I watch it. I've seen it like 3 times now. The first time I watched it, I just didn't know what to think. I just shook my head a lot in disbelief and just couldn't wrap my head around like what was going on because it was so like weird. Definitely a non-conventional horror movie, but it works. I recommend watching it. That's for sure. And it is none other than Pigs. Yes. This is the Vinegar Syndrome release, by the way. I do not have that Trauma Team release, even though this is endorsed by Trauma Team, I believe. But this is the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray. It is a standard issue pressed DVD and blue, just to let you know. And like most of Vinegar Syndrome stuff, it does have a reversible artwork, which you got going on right there. I'm not really too sure which one I like most, so I just stick with the one that it came in, which I believe was this one. I believe it was this artwork. I can't remember. It's been a few years since I bought this and since it came out, I believe. Now, when was this movie made? It was, oh wait, I forgot to, as far as special features go, you got some, featurette with Toni Lawrence, who is your star lead. She plays Lynn. She's a very bizarre character. And then you have, interview with the composer Charles Bernstein, and then you also have an audio interview with Glenn Poland. And then you got the alternative opening sequences. I believe it's all opening sequences, but like it originally it went under the title of 13th Pig, I believe, but at one time it had like an exorcist type thing going on at the very beginning for the your intro to this movie, which would have been really bizarre if they would have gone that route. And then there was like a daddy's girl one where I kind of liked how that one goes. It definitely shows that there's a deeper, darker backstory to Lynn's character for her father, which it's a interesting opening sequence. I definitely recommend that. What else do we got on there? I believe we got some trailers on there. Maybe not. I can't remember. But there is some fun stuff on here. It is packed. It is packed to the gills as usual from Vinegar Syndrome. I really like their stuff. They're one of my favorite labels out there. I often find myself looking at what they have out and like seeing it what I can track down and what's worthwhile for the money, in my opinion. Because some of them, nobody bats 1,000. So because there's a few of them that I got from them that have been a little bit of stinkers, but like I said, nobody bats 1,000. Which eventually I'll review those stinkers for you because why not? Now, what else do we got going on here? As far as this movie goes, what it's about this girl named Lynn. Oh, wait, no, I forgot to tell you. It stars Marc Lawrence, who is your director as well, and then it stars Toni Lawrence, who is Marc Lawrence's daughter, and he made this movie to basically get her acting career off the ground, so she could make something of herself. Which it's an interesting starting point, in my opinion. Her dad, Marc Lawrence, took out a mortgage on the house just so he can do this film. Got some favors done from the composer. He did I think he did the whole movie for just an oil painting, if what I wrote down on here, I believe that's what it was. He did the entire music score with the for just an oil painting, which is amazing. And then there was a whole thing where they couldn't find somebody that could sing for the opening song, the main opening and closing song. It's kind of a Beach Boys type sound. Nothing that I mean, I kind of like it. It's nothing that I would really find myself going out of my way to go and track down to listen, something like that. I don't know. I am weird, so who knows? I might. And then we got Jessie Vint in here. He plays our sheriff in this. He's an interesting character. He's kind of definitely got that backwoodsy good old boy vibe going to him because he's got his cowboy hat on and he's very, very kind of laid back the way he approaches every situation. It's but he's not a dummy by any means. He doesn't come across as a dummy, which I like that. A lot of times in horror films, they can portray the police as being quite ignorant, but there are movies where you'll have a dumb cop, or at least he'll seem dumb, but what he's doing is actually very, very calculated, and he knows what he's talking about. There's just so many great movies that you could go on that line with. Now, let's get on to what it's about. It's basically, like I said, this girl named Lynn. She's on the run from she left a mental asylum. She's found herself out to this little town in California that she stops at this small town cafe, which is very rundown. Doesn't seem like there's really much business at all. She decides that she's going to ask the owner, they call it, his name is Zambrini, the Great Zambrini, and he's a former not carnival worker. Was he a carnival worker? I believe so. Circus performer. Sorry, I had to look down on my notes. But he was a former circus performer, so he did high wire acts and stuff. Because there's a whole point where they talk about how he fell 40 feet, and they thought he was dead, but he ended up pulling through and living, which is just insane to think somebody fell that far and walked away from it in some aspect with their life. At least I don't think he walked away. I'm sure he had to go to the hospital ASAP because he broke a bunch of bones. But where was I going? Oh yeah, she stops at this Zambrini guy's cafe, and Zambrini has a hidden secret, a very dark secret that he has basically taught his pigs to eat human flesh. Well, it only took one, and they caught they loved the taste, and so they can't get enough of it. They want more and more and more. So he is constantly feeding victims to these pigs, which it starts out your movie starts out with the 13th pig opening, which is the regular opening for this. It does have Zambrini's character. He is taking a corpse out and he is chopping it up, and and the whole time he's talking about how his pigs have developed the taste for it. He doesn't want to do this, but he has to. He just has a strange way of reasoning with why he is able to do this. It's very the guy is very crazy. He's definitely got a few screws loose. So she stops at the cafe. He hires her as a waitress, and so on. She has little run-ins with certain people in the town. Like there's this one guy that keeps hitting on her. At one point, she goes out with him, and they go to the movies, and he parks off, and he tries to get really handsy with her. She freaks out, which I would too if somebody was trying to take advantage of my sweet tender ass. I would be a little upset. Anyways, but she ends up like killing people with a straight edge, a straight blade, a straight razor for shaving your face. She has a whole thing with slashing people up with that. Zambrini, there's these weird little like visions, like I don't know what you would call them, like dreams, where like she dreams that Zambrini is like came in and slashed her up with a straight blade. Very weird scene. There's one where because there's these nosy neighbors, these two ladies, they're constantly calling the fuzz on Zambrini, saying, "Oh, his pigs broke out. They're causing a huge ruckus. He's up to no good. There was so and so there, but now they're gone. But they have an extra pig." And their whole theory was for every person that was killed and eaten by the pigs, another pig would appear. It's kind of a weird one, so that's why they call it the 13th pig. So he has 12 pigs for the longest for throughout the movie, and then you find out there's going to be a 13th pig, which it's pretty obvious who it's going to be, but it's one of those. It's left for you to basically figure it out yourself. It's obvious. It's just extremely blatant. Now, is there any kind of fun scenes I want to talk about? I've kind of given up a few scenes that I really like. There's like I said, there's these crazy nosy neighbors that are constantly starting or hassling Zambrini's character. So you get to witness these ladies do that several times. And like I said, their theory about the pigs. What else do we got going on? You got a weird the one thing that I find really weird about this movie is since it's a vehicle for Toni Lawrence, basically, to get her acting career started, she is very scantily clad in quite a bit of this, which that's fine and dandy, whatever. But the weird thing of it is this is made by her father. Her father was the director, did the producer. I think he also wrote it, and he did a lot for this movie. This is his baby for his baby, if you get what I'm saying. Now, as far as any kind of ratings go, on a technical side, this thing it's it's probably like a 2 out of 5. It's because it's got some mess to it. It's a bit convoluted in places. I feel like feels jumbled, feels a little rushed in places, and then there's places where the tempo is just all over the place. In my opinion, it could have been much better. As far as an entertaining side goes, this thing it's pretty entertaining. It's probably like a 3 out of 5. This is like a 5 out of 10 movie. It's a middle of the road, but worthwhile watch if you like weird, bizarre movies where they feed pigs to people. I mean, feed people to pigs, pigs to people. But where they feed people to pigs, which is a very fun story. It usually first thing I always think of is Motel Hell with Rory Calhoun, but no, I am thinking of this movie. All right, guys. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I got some stuff to do for the day. I hope each and every one of you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow with another Vinegar Syndrome release. This one is like really, really, really bizarre. It's like straight out of Bizarro World. I'm going to rewatch it in the morning to give it my final verdict because I don't know how I necessarily feel about this movie. It's out there. All right, guys. Love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.